Hi, welcome to Guitar Slinger TV. I'm Jon Bivona.
And I'm Paul Vario. And one of my favorite things to do with my students is to show them how they could take just your regular, basic, run-of-the-mill open chords, and by just lifting the finger, adding the finger, turn them into something pretty cool.
Spices it up just a tad.
Show us what a sus chord sounds like, John.
Sure. I'll start with a D. Here's a regular D. If I add my pinky, it sounds like this. If I go back to a regular D, just to remind you, here's a D. If I take my middle finger out, it sounds like that. So I'm going to put them all together and play a riff.
Why don't you play a hit song? Make a hit song.
Okay.
I like it. One more time. It's a hit.
I feel very cowboyish right now.
And really, it's just that simple to take the chords that you know and turn the ordinary into something extraordinary.
Yes.
Yeah,
Again, that was wonderful. And all I was doing, I took a regular D chord. Just like that.
Now you put your pinky down. We transfer the D chord into what's now called a D sus4.
What does sus mean? It's short.
Suspended. And it's not like when I went to high school. It is instead what happens with the basic major or minor chord. We take the middle note of the chord out. That's a very important note. That kind of defines the chord. It makes major sound like major. It makes minor sound like minor. We get rid of it. What we're left with is our two pretty neutral sounding notes. And we replaced the third note of the chord with either the fourth note, or I should say the third note of the scale with either the fourth or the second.
Right.
So I'm going to play a D scale really quickly. Do, re, mi, fa, so, not in key. It's true. First note of the chord, third note of the chord, fifth note of the chord.
Right.
That's how we build our D chord.
Yes.
I'm going to take that middle note out, the third note out, and replace it with the fourth note, which is a G note.
D sus 4.
That's the theory. It's really straightforward.
Now, what about if you hold the D chord again?
Yes, sir.
And take your middle finger out.
Okay, so I'm going to take my middle finger away, taking this F sharp note, which is the third note in the scale, getting rid of it, replacing it with an E, which is the second note in the scale. Do, re.
So it's a D sus 2.
We suspend the third, replace it with either the second note of the scale or the fourth note of the scale. The scale is built off of the same note as the root of the chord. So, roots, bass notes. Chords are like people.
Sure.
My name's Paul Vario. I say it every week, twice. That's Jon Bivona. First names and last names. Do you have a middle name?
Joseph.
Really?
Yes.
John Joseph. JJ?
Yes.
JJB?
I grew up.
Oh, it's going to start again.
Yeah.
My mother's wonderful wisdom, I don't have a middle name. My name is Paul Vario. It is what it is.
Anyway, let's get back to what we were speaking of.
So what were we talking about?
If you just take a regular D chord,
the first
just
note
have fun
is
with
D.
it.
Yeah,
yes,
absolutely.
it is, and just have fun with it.
Okay.
So, add that pinky anytime you want, and then take your middle finger out anytime you want. Just like.
You know, my favorite moment in rock music is probably off of the D to D sus4 chord in Stairway to Heaven with your dad.
Oh.
Don't even know what the next chord is. Don't even care because it's so awesome. Tom Petty, Free Falling.
Sure. You remember the song "Thank You" from Led Zeppelin?
Oh, do you know how to play it? And you're doing some cool stuff off of C chord there too. You know, we have 2 lessons this season that kind of work well together. Today we're talking about sus chords. We have another lesson coming up also, or maybe it will pass depending on which order we present these in, about add-ons. The same idea. You take a finger, you add it, you take a finger away, you create new sounding chords. We do the same thing with A chords, E chords. I'm going to take A minor chord. Okay. So, dramatic volume swell. So this is an A minor chord, and my pointer here is holding a C note. That is the third in the minor chord, so it's the minor third. If I play an A minor scale, third note is a C. Okay, so I'm going to take the C out, replace it with the second note, which is a B. It's really easy to do. Take your pointer, move it away. A sus2.
Very nice.
One of my favorite chords.
Me too.
Put my pinky down. 3rd fret, 2nd string. This is a D note. A sus4.
There you go.
I'm going to take the same pattern and vibe you were just doing.
And the good thing about this is whatever he does with the minor chord, he picked an A minor chord, we could do the same exact thing with its major chord. So here's an A major. It's the same. If you take the pinky out here, these are still the same notes. So it's still an A sus2. So you can go from the major chord also. And in this case, I'm using my 2nd, 3rd, and 4th fingers. You could just slide your 3rd finger over, bring it back, take your pinky out, and back in.
Oh, is it Christmas time? And you can do same concept if you play a little bit more of the song. You'll see he's going to play a chord, he'll add a finger, he'll take a finger away. I join it and I don't know it.
Ho, ho, ho. Actually, the next one's the D.
sus4, back to D. John Lennon, he was pretty good. Wrote a few songs.
1 or 2.
1 or 2.
1 or 2.
Really, it's a wonderful, wonderful thing to work on is these sus chords. They work for major chords or minor chords.
And they just add so much more.
It's the way you can make the rhythm playing more interesting. Right. Color. It's a great word. I think we have some really good examples too. I mean, Merry Christmas, War is Over. Happy Christmas, War is Over.
Happy Christmas, yeah.
John Lennon, that pivotal moment in Stairway to Heaven. Yes. I think Pinball Wizard. I'm pretty sure there's some cool stuff happening in the intro and the acoustic guitar. And we did some Wanted Dead or Alive on Jovi. I mean, sus chords are everywhere, and guitar players love them because.
And even if I'm sorry to interrupt, Paul.
Sorry, you do it all the time.
But I'm going to do it anyway.
I'm used to it.
Even if the song doesn't have any sus chords, by all means, anytime you happen to be playing this D major chord, try it. See how it sounds. It'll spice up if a rhythm's boring. Spice it up.
That's our big thing with chords, with everything really. Learn something, get good at it, and mess with it. See what happens. That's good stuff. Nice going, JJ.
You too. JJ, I'm never going to hear the end of this now.
Ever. I'm Paul Vario.
I'm JJ.
Love it. Thanks for joining us on Guitar Slinger TV. We really appreciate your support. Please click the subscribe button, and you can also check us out at Patreon where we have some exclusive content. Pretty good job today.
Guitar Slinger TV.
Join us.